Welcome back to Whimsical Farm. Today we are doing part 2 of the iron skillets that have been refurbished. Let's start off on the left hand side. These are 2 extra large skillets, and you can see the one has just had a good cleanup and seasoned, and this next one, a large one, it's a little bit different design. Notice it's got a handle on both sides, and you'll notice a brown patina in that one. That one has been ground down using a high-speed buffer polisher grinder wheel down to bare metal, and then brought back up with some nice oil. The oil we use on these is avocado oil, baked 3 times in the oven at 450 degrees. This next one you'll see also has a brown finish on it. This is a Pioneer Woman, and it is Chinese built, but it's still made out of very good iron. I was very surprised how hard that iron was, and I ground it all the way down to bare metal also. It got the avocado oil treatment. Here is another skillet, nice size, kind of a medium-sized skillet. That's an old antique skillet. I'm not going to go into the identification of every one, but just a little bit of detail about it. Here is a very nice Dutch oven, and it's got the lid. I don't remember if this is hot. One way to find out. And you can see the finish on it is very slick and nice, really nice lid. That's a number 10. Got a nice handle on it and a tab on the other side so that you got something to get a hold of with your gloves. You're pulling out of the oven or off a fire, you take your gloved hand and grab that, and makes it real nice. This next one is a very large pot. It has that same lifting tab on the back side, so when you're trying to spill the beans, as they say, you can dump it with that. Has an unusual characteristic here on the handle. It looks like they welded on one side and then folded over, or maybe that was cast into the product and then they folded this way and welded. But that's a unique feature. It's got the real heavy-duty steel handle on it. It does not come off. They bend it at the factory a certain way, and it only tilts one way. But that would be great for cooking a great big roast on a wood stove or over a campfire or whatever. Definitely heavy duty. This one I'm very proud of. This one is what we're going to call the trout pan. Mr. Shandon is our customer, and he called this his trout pan. So I was very careful. He might have some delicate rainbow trout or some big browns. And I ground it down, went to the nth degree to get it down to bare metal. And then it has had it was really rough. Put 3 coats of the avocado, cooked at 450 degrees for an hour each. And don't know the origin of that pan. I have not been able to find a single mark. It doesn't have a size, doesn't have a name. It has straight walls and everything I looked up. I don't know, there weren't any that showed me straight wall pans. Almost no angle. It had no fire ring on the bottom. But it's in very good shape, so we'll just let that lay for right now. But that's a good size. You could do deep fried chicken, or you could just cook anything in that. You cook a whole breakfast. You could cook a dozen eggs, or you could cook 6 eggs and a half a pack of bacon, or whatever you wanted to do. You could put biscuits in there, put a little bit of non-stick on the bottom, something that you like. The avocado would work good. Butter's prone to burning, but a little touch of avocado, a little bit of olive oil, and coat that good. And you can even buy sprays now that have avocado oil. So spray that. It doesn't have any flavor to it. Spray that, and then you could bake your biscuits in there in the oven. And then this last one, looks like we got a dog over here. Mr. Kaiser, what are you doing? Kaiser, what are you doing? This last one is from the 1800s. I've got it dated at about 1850, and this is the one that's the sad iron tray. Never was this designed to cook on, and it was a rust bucket, as you can see from some of the other videos. We polished and ground and wire wheeled and used some very strong acid, some drain cleaner. Actually, it's not acid, it's on the other end of the spectrum. Very strong caustic. Close to pH of about 14, which is as high as you can go. And burned all that iron off, then polished it down, then again gave it the 3 coats of the avocado oil, baked in the oven. This one I might have got 4 coats. But I've cooked on this. We've cooked some eggs on it, and they were very slippery. I'm really proud of this one. It's doesn't have a lot of marks, except the history of it is it has these load gates on the back, and you can see the load gates right there. And I took a flat bastard file, not cussing, that's the name of the file. It was a flat bastard magic file, and hand ground that down until it is totally flat. Now you'll see some indentions here. Those are below deck or below zero. And I did that for the purpose so that Mr. Shandon can now use this pan. There's where the other load gate, that's where they pour the iron in at the factory, at the foundry, and then they break it off, and it left a big ugly tab on there. But I wanted this to be as flat as I possibly could get it, so in case he wanted to show off for the family Christmas morning and cook something special, he can put this on a new modern glass stove. I have done it myself. So that pan, it's not fragile, but I would definitely be very careful with it. It's not as thick as some of the other cast iron. Not something to be abused, so treat it with great respect. But that could be used now on an inductive stove, a glass top stove, a gas stove, and you could even use it out on the campfire. I'd probably put a grate between just to keep from dropping it off in the fire. But that's a really cool sad iron. It does have one detail. It has the number 6 there. So if you want to look that up and see what a number 6, you could call it a number 9, but I think the layout looks like a 6 to me. So I want to say before we jump off here, thank you so much for visiting with us here at Whimsical Farm. I know that there's a whole lot of people on the internet that do some very professional videos. They've got a lot more money, a lot more background and all that, but we really enjoy this. We're trying to do it full time now. We would greatly appreciate you hitting that subscribe. You don't have to hit it real hard, just push it real gentle to subscribe, and the like button. And if you hit the notification and the bell, we'll send you brand new videos. I'm going to be swimming in iron. This is part of our carnivore diet. So if you're on this channel, you can jump around on any of them labeled Carnivore Diet with Ashley. So we look forward to having you visit. Send us some comments. If you do subscribe, it's very simple to drop down into the comment section and say, hey man, I subscribed, and I'll try to write you back right away. That would really encourage us. And in today's time, as usual, everybody needs a little bit of encouragement, but even more so now. So you encourage us, and we'll try to encourage you. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it's informative to you. I will say this also before we jump. Some of these old skillets are what's known as the 3-notch Lodge, and some of these are made by Wagner, is a different company. I'll get myself sidetracked and chase after rabbits, and if he sticks around too long, I'll cook him in a pan. So thanks again for stopping by, and we will see you on the next video. These pans have just come out of their 3rd treatment, and their 3rd treatment was 500 degrees. This just gives you an idea of how solid, how stable temperature can be on cast iron. This cast iron has been out for 45 minutes laying on the bench. It got up to 500, and now it's just right at boiling point, 212 degrees. So that's 45 minutes being out of the oven, and it's only dropped about half of its actual temperature. So we're doing good.